Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. We're checking in live at Foreman Field. Players getting ready for what we anticipate will be a very hard-hitting affair. So go ahead and buckle up your seatbelts. They'll buckle up their headgears. Game time just around the corner. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA college football action coming up next with Brad and Kirk on the call. David and I will see you at halftime.
What's up, guys? And I thought I'd do a little bit different setup for this video. You're going to notice that I'll change things up every once in a while as far as how I order the video or what I choose to show or how I decide to introduce the video. And here we have a game against Virginia Tech, is in-state rivalry, although, we'll see how this goes because they are a superior team by a rather large margin, especially defensively. They are one of the better teams in the country, so we have a very big battle on our hands. And I also, before we get to that 3rd and 8, I do hit Larry Pingard for 20 yards, and that was a pretty big deal right there. But we're set up with another 3rd down, 3rd and 5 round midfield, and Heineke can't find anybody open and gets pressured back, and the pocket just collapsed on him. Gets sacked for a loss of 13, which is pretty terrible. And then we have to work against a quarterback who is just deadly with his legs, deadly with his arm, Logan Thomas, and he's very experienced. So, big threat there, but you're going to notice there's basically, outside of the introduction, the game sound did not, for some reason, did not get recorded. I'm not sure why, but I haven't had any other issues with my audio recording, so I don't know. But sorry, it might be a little bit weird without like any little background sound from the game that I usually do have. So I apologize for that, but there shouldn't be any other issues in the future that I know of. I hope not anyway. But then on 3rd and 3, Logan Thomas runs a little read option, and look at how shifty he is. And he's a pretty big dude for a quarterback. I mean, you look at him, he's kind of a little bit stockier build for a quarterback. So he's also kind of hard to bring down. We do hold them here to a 3rd and 10, trying to stop them, maybe hold them to a field goal, but there it is. Dwan? Is it Dwan or is it Dwayne? Like, do you pronounce it like Dwayne? Perez means, I don't really care how you pronounce it, but he does score the touchdown. And Virginia Tech is on top 7-0, and Heineke is sacked again. First quarter, we're already 2 sacks in. That defensive line for Virginia Tech is pretty nasty. They're just eating up our offensive line. And they're a poor decision on 3rd and 16. We had our backs against the wall, unfortunately, in that case. And, well, we're at a severe disadvantage against that Virginia Tech defense. So there you go. Virginia Tech did play Alabama to start the season, and they lost 41-31. So 2 defensive-minded teams ended up, I mean, not that they have bad offenses, but, Alabama's defense and Virginia Tech's defense, you would think, would be more of a defensive battle. But was a high-scoring affair, apparently. Virginia Tech comes into the game 1-1 after their loss to Alabama, and then they did beat an FCS team by a rather large margin, so there you go. We do stop J.C. Coleman on that play for a loss of 1, but they would get 10 yards to set up this touchdown run by Coleman. Pretty easy from 3 yards out, and our defense is a little too slow for that play to have any chance of being stopped. So about over 3 minutes to go, and we run a little read option with Heineke. He's not slow. I mean, he's not fast, but he's not slow. He can run when he needs to, and we'll use the option every once in a while with him. But there you go, 1st and 10 back to pass, and fitting this one into a tight window. I don't know how Blair Roberts caught that. I was sure that was going to be intercepted, but Roberts does come down with it for 14 yards, so there you go. And Tyree Lee on the stretch play to the left side, he gets hit pretty hard, and he fumbles it, and it's recovered by the Virginia Tech defense, and I was really annoyed at that play because that pretty much buried any hopes of trying to do anything against this team. But the play would be under review, and initially I thought it was a fumble, but actually it appears that his knee is just down as just before the ball came out, apparently. So they reversed the call, and it is not a fumble. So 3rd and 2, we get a break here, and it's Larry Pinkard for about 11 yards over the middle to give us a new set of downs, thank God, because it would have been disastrous. But then this play completely just destroys this drive. 5-yard loss on a toss play. We lose another yard on 2nd down, and it's just everything's falling apart. Oh my gosh. And then Larry Pinkard drops a pass. He should have held on to that. I think he was afraid of getting destroyed by a safety. And at halftime, it's 14-0. And we're going to do a condensed halftime show here because I lost the audio. So we'll just get a look at the stats. And I will say this, starting in our next game, I'm going to be doing 7-minute quarters, and I made some slider adjustments just because I think that 7 minutes would be better. 6 is just a little too short, I noticed. At first I thought it would be good, but it's just not. It's just too much of a condensed game, and I think 7 minutes would be perfect. And I do have some slider adjustments as well to help with the game. I mean, certainly this isn't easy. I'm not making the game easier for myself. I just want to get some more realistic results. But I hear the backup halfback comes in as Coleman was off the field for a few plays due to an injury, but no problem for the backup halfback to get a humongous gain. But Thomas gets absolutely destroyed by Caleb Taylor, who's having a big game. Maybe the only guy on the defense who's actually having a good game. 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss at this point in the game for Caleb Taylor, 5 total tackles. So 2nd and 11, and they get us. They caught us on the blitz, and they run a little screen play. Tony Gregory, the backup halfback, comes in again, cleaning up well for J.C. Coleman. And Logan Thomas on a little read option. Of course, who's going to stop that? Nobody. So, the Hokies are up 21-0 in the 3rd quarter. We decided to bring in David Washington, the backup quarterback, for a play here. Run a little option, see what he can do. He's a little bit quicker than Taylor Heineke, and he does get 6 yards on that play. But nothing too huge or groundbreaking. 3rd and 5, Heineke rolling out, trying to find somebody, but coverage is tight across the board. And he gets hit as he throws, so there wasn't even a chance for that play to be successful. But it's been a rough start. I mean, we don't really have a huge advantage anywhere. And getting like big plays or anything like that against a team like Virginia Tech is almost impossible. But we do get a sack on Logan Thomas here. He fumbled it, but he would be ruled down as he fumbled it. But it still resulted in a sack and 4th down. So Virginia Tech would kick a field goal there, and the ensuing drive for the Monarchs would fail a 3-and-out pretty quickly. So we go back to another Virginia Tech possession, and it's Perez Means all by himself running a little out route and ends up getting about 30 yards on that play. It's ridiculous. We can't do anything. But no, I mean, Virginia Tech's a good team, so any expectation that Old Dominion was going to have a chance at winning this game, probably unrealistic. Would have been nice, but as you can see here, there's just a clear disadvantage, although Logan Thomas just got his head taken off on that last play. We did get a stop here. Coleman stopped for no gain, so it's 4th and 1, and Virginia Tech will kick the field goal to go up 27-0 pretty much late in the 4th quarter, and that would be it. Not much else happened. Heineke threw an interception late in the game, and we were just trying to get something on the board and couldn't quite do it. So there's the play of the game. You can check out the game stats here as we close out. 27-0, Virginia Tech wins. Pretty dominant win. Old Dominion did not even get over 100 yards of offense in this game. It was really hard to move the ball. But a good game for Caleb Taylor, 7 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, and a sack. But other than that, not much going. Not much going at all. I mean, look at that. 7 of 14, 54 yards, interception, 2 sacks. Pretty horrible game. I mean, what do you expect? Like I said, it's Virginia Tech. You're going to have a tough time, no matter who you are, against that defense. But especially Old Dominion, in-state rivals. But not much going for anybody here. I'm hoping for better luck. Our next game is against Utah State. We are going on the road to Utah State, so it should be interesting. And that'll be the first game with the new sliders in the 7-minute quarters, so we'll see how that all works out. I've done some testing with those sliders in those settings, and things seem to be going well. But I just want to make it clear that I'm not making the game easier. I just want to get some more realistic results as far as statistics go, because the computer's completion percentage is just way too high. Even when I've used good defensive teams, the computer really completes a rather large percentage of the passes. So I wanted to do that and extend the game a little bit more so we get better results. And here's the recruiting. I know you guys were going to wonder about that. I decided to put it at the end of the video this time. And here you can see the point allocations. Not a lot has changed significantly. Corey Schmidt, I'm probably going to remove him from the board. I don't have a good chance at him, and the other 2 kickers I do have a shot at. You can also see who I've offered scholarships to. It will say right where it says no more points for scholarships. If I've offered them scholarships, it will say that, I believe. So I did offer a few guys, including David Davis. There it is, scholarship offered. Jeremy Daugherty. Most of these middle linebackers actually I've offered scholarships to. So there you go, guys. That's the recruiting portion again. Not too much change. I took some points off Josh Silva because we do have a rather significant lead on Maryland, the next team in line. So there you go. And next we have a little upset action. Texas A&M upsets Alabama 28-19. Alabama was the number 1 team, but now Texas A&M takes over that number 1 spot. Of course, rankings don't really mean too much early in the season, so take that with a grain of salt, if you will. But here's the players of the week for week 3. Tanner Price, quarterback of Wake Forest, and Justin Gilbert, cornerback for Oklahoma State. So there you go. Pause the video if you want to check out their stats or whatever. And independents aren't really a conference, but you can see the independent player of the weeks as well. And one last thing I want to show you guys, just the top 10. Like I said, I don't put too much stock into the rankings early in the season, which is why I don't usually show them too much at this point. But there you go. The only big change was Alabama and Texas A&M, but other than that, not too many surprises, nothing really shocking. There you go, guys. Well, next game we have is against Utah State, so hopefully we can pull out our first win there. I'll see you guys next time.